Morning, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Love 500, welcome back to probably, hopefully, the last video on Project Ruby. Today is MOT day, fingers crossed. Let's take it for its MOT and hope for the best. We'll quickly go over it and then we'll come back when we get the result. So, what do we think about this? Is it going to pass? I've had this for quite some time now, and I've thought all along that, you know, as far as I remember, I checked all the brakes. That's normally what I do. I check all the brakes, check all the tyres, check this, check that. As far as I know, everything works. The only thing that didn't work was one of the DRLs has stopped working, so I just turned them off because obviously it puts a warning light on, so I need to change one of those. There's nothing on it that I don't think is going to work. There's no warning lights up, all the lights work apart from the DRLs, so there's nothing that's that leads me to think that it's not going to work. Needs a damn good clean, but of course it doesn't need a clean to pass the MOT. That's badly scratched, that I need to sort that out. Yeah, so I am going to take it for the MOT, and then when we come back I'll tell you how we got on. Right, we're back and it passed. Hooray. Only a couple of little advisories which I sort of half expected, so let me just show you what they are. So there you go, here's the certificate. So pass, tyre, offside front and near side rear. I knew that they were a little bit low on one side, and I thought we'd get away with it, but they've said they're a little bit, obviously not illegal, but they're low enough. So what we will do is we will get those changed for part ones. So it's the near offside front and the near side rear. We'll get those done on Monday. Yeah, that's I'm well pleased about that. I wasn't expecting it not to pass, but yeah, result. So what we got left to do on this? Good clean. Obviously we've had the roof done, as you've I think you've already seen. We've had the roof all repainted and re-lacquered. They've done all this. They actually did the dent here as well. Again, I can't remember whether I've already shown you that. They've done the dent as well, which I hadn't asked them to do, but when I dropped it off I didn't even see him, and I just said I'm dropping it off, so he's obviously took it that I needed to do that. So that dent, all the scratches that are on here obviously all gone. That's been all painted there. The roof has been all repainted. They haven't done the spoiler. They've repainted the roof entirely and re-lacquered it all, obviously 250 quid, which was more than I thought it was going to be, I have to say, but he did do a little bit more work, so yeah, pleased with that. So we have still got the odd few scratches on here which we need to do. I did touch in this on here, so I need to do that a bit better, rub it down a little bit, get some lacquer on it just to try and improve it a little bit. And that I did do that. I don't know what that is in there. I did go over that. I'm going to have to get some paint on that one way or the other. What else? So we're going to do those tyres. I've still got to do a little bit of jiggery pokery on this door because it's still not perfect, so I've still got to have a fiddle around with that. The gap's okay, even in and out's probably okay, excuse me, but it's out a little bit at the bottom still, so we need to sort that. So we'll do that in the next couple of days or so. The tyre, this was a new wheel that I got, which has still got some blue paint on it. So there's a couple of little bits on that one to touch up, nothing much. That one looks alright. That's the one that the tyre needs doing, of course. This one is okay, and I think this front one needs a bit of touching up, and again a new tyre on here, but there's hardly anything on it, so I've got the right paint, so we just need to touch those up. Clean the engine, really good clean on the inside. That noise that we got coming from there, now I was going to disconnect, I said I was going to disconnect the alternator and see if that's where it's coming from. The more I'm driving this, the more it seems to be going. So I don't know if it's because I've had it for quite some time. It was like it when I got it, and we don't know how long it was sitting around for before I got it. So I'm gonna put some grease, stroke oil, stroke something on the pulleys on there and see if it completely eradicates it. Again, I'm going to do that in the next couple of days as well, because there's nothing wrong with the alternator, and if it is that, it's just a little bit of noise. So I'll try and reduce the noise. But as I say, since I've been driving it, it seems to have gone off a bit, quite a lot actually. When you're driving, you can't hear it at all, not at all. It's only when you're stationary, when you're on a driveway like this, where where you've got the walls and it's bouncing off the walls. But it's not overly noisy. Just, yeah, I don't know, it's weird. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I'm going to see if I can get rid of it completely, but if not, it's just such a minor thing that I'm probably going to, I don't know, leave it, or I suppose I could still take it off and see if it was that, but I'm not going to replace an alternator just for a tiny little noise. Just no point. So yeah, so a couple of new tyres, touch up the wheels, clean the engine, good clean on the outside, good clean on the inside, adjust that door a little bit, and then we're done, and then it can go up for sale. Okay, so we're back from the tyre place. We got some nice quality tread tyres, part worn tyres, £30 each. So that takes care of the two advisories. Now, what else we got to do? So, as you can see here, we have a graphite looking door handle on this side, and if we come around to this side, we have a nice matte silver one, which is the original one. We're going to change those, but we're not going to change them as such. So let me show you. So we go from this to this, but what do we do? Yeah, these are quite good. So, like, literally takes a minute to do. So, the covers, in case you hadn't realised. So you got covers that just stick on. They do them in lots of different finishes. They're quite expensive. They were like 50 quid. But 50 quid was cheaper than a door handle. Obviously, I didn't have this door at the time. I had an ordinary silver one. But the other door handle, which is original, would have been nicer to put these graphite ones on, but they're really expensive, more than 50 quid. And there weren't any second-hand ones available on eBay like this or like that. The satin ones are expensive as well, so I thought I'd give it a go, see what they're like. If they happen to fall off at some point, hopefully not. They seem pretty sturdy, proper 3M tape on them. So yeah, hopefully they look alright. They don't fit perfectly, but they're not bad. What do you think? I quite like them. So I cleaned the door handles with isopropyl alcohol, and they just basically stick on. So take the tape off, or the top off the tape I should say. Not the easiest of things. I've got fingernails, so I can get them. Come on. Difficult. That's it. Right, and they just fit straight over the top. This one fits better than the other side actually. Press them on. And the same goes for the other bit. It helps if you get it around the right way. So they're not a perfect fit, but they're not bad. And as I say, as they were cheaper than getting a door handle, it just made sense. What's that? Let's put this one on, push it into position. That's it. Press it down and let the tape go off. Yeah, what do you think? I think they look quite good. Let's give you a closer look. Try and get it in focus. What do you reckon? I think that finishes off quite nice. Different. I say they do them in all different finishes. They are quite expensive, but I think it was worth it, and cheaper. Yeah, I like it. So now I've got my 2 new tyres on. I need to get these wheels clean. I'm not going to bother cleaning the car just yet because I've still got a few bits and pieces to do. But I'm going to clean the wheels scrupulously, let them dry off, and then I will touch up the scratches on these wheels. They're not too bad, but some are worse than others. But not sure which one was the worst now. But none of them are particularly bad. But I just want to touch them up as I've got the correct paint. I need to do it, so let's do it. Right, we had an absolute downpour for about 2 hours, absolutely throwing it down. So I had to abandon what I was doing. But what have we done? I put a new bulb in the DRL. That was a job and a half. I'd take the wheel jacket out and take the wheel off. I just cannot get my hand in there and turn those things. Just can't do it. But that I had an issue with that, it wouldn't make contact, so hopefully it's alright now. I've touched up all the wheels, although I did, when I took that wheel off, I noticed I've missed a bit. So the wheels are all nice and clean and they're all touched up. Car needs a good wash. It also needs to have the tyres cleaned. This is all okay, I think. What was it, something I spotted? Where was it? No, that needs a clean. That was the other side, I think. I spotted somewhere. Where did I see it? Or maybe it's washed off in the rain. I thought it was something that would needed to be replaced. I'm sure it was one of these flags, but it seems all right. I've still got a couple of little scratches here and there on here that needs to be touched in. And if you remember, there's lots of little white specks on here that just needs pin touching in. So once I've cleaned it all, I'll do that. Yeah, that wheel needs just an extra little bit of touching in there where I missed it on a bit. I'll dry it off and do that. I'm just going to clean it on the inside. I've cleaned under the bonnet. Just got to give it another good clean there, really. Clean all the hard surfaces. Give it a hoover. Yeah, that's about it inside, really. It's all pretty clean in there, really. But of course, it's been to the body shop and always gets a bit of sanding dust in there after that. I showed you the roof, I think. They made a lovely job of it, as always. Oh, the other thing that needs doing is the aircon. It's got a brand new aircon condenser on it, hasn't it? So that needs topping up as well. So we'll try and see if we can get that done one evening this week, or at the weekend. I'll send a message to the bloke and see if I can go around and he can do it for me. So that's it for the time being. I'm going to give it a good clean inside now. As I say, this is going to be the last video on this. I'll just keep all these bits of footage until such time as it's sold, and then it'll be the final video. So it's been a good project, this one. Again, it's been a bit of a lengthy one. There was quite a lot of damage to this car though. But yeah, I'll see you back when we've got it nice and clean and whatever else we're going to do to it, and I'll keep you informed. Okay, so I had the mobile mechanic Glenn down today, and I got him to change out the alternator. Horrible pig of a job that I didn't really want to have to do. So luckily the aircon gas, or rather there isn't any aircon gas in this, so he just took the condenser off and managed to do it all from the top. I think he had to get under, he jacked it up and got underneath to undo the bottom bolts, but apart from that he did it all from above, which was good for him. Took less than an hour, or just under an hour, or thereabouts, about an hour. So that's good, so that's done, all nice and quiet now. So I could have let it go like that, but I really didn't want to. So it's all now nice and quiet, the engine, no issues whatsoever. So what is left? I think we'd already explained it a few minutes ago, but it was over a week ago for me. So I've got to give it its final clean outside. I've already done the inside, I think it's all nice and clean on the inside, pretty much. Yeah, it is nice and spotless in there. I've even got new mats in there, I think. No, I haven't. Yes, I have. Got new mats, and I've got an old mat over the top of the new mat so I don't get it dirty for the new owner. I've got that bloody thing down there, that DRL has gone again, so it's a dodgy plug I think, so I might have to wire a new plug in or put another DRL on it, one or the other. It's a bloody nuisance. I will try again, but but I always have to take the wheel off. I can't get to it otherwise. I thought it was in, it seemed a bit dimmer, so I don't think it was in properly, but it's just turned the ignition on and it's coming up again, or rather it's not a light again, so I think it's a dodgy connection on it. I did fiddle around with it, but it is a pain in the backside, that one, so I'll have another fiddle with it. If it goes again, then I'll have to change it, but failing that, apart from a couple of little bits of touching up of paintwork here and there, I've got to try and touch in all these dots, all these white dots that are on here. That'll obviously be after it's washed. The wheels are all done. I need to black the tyres up once I've given it another wash. Door handles are done. I am going to have another little go at that little bit of paintwork down there and try and tidy that up a little bit. Apart from that, it's done. So today is Thursday. It's Thursday lunchtime. So apart from that, it's all finished. So I'm hoping I'm going to message the bloke who does the aircon for me. Oh, I know what I've got to do. I've got to stick that back. That's not stuck back properly. I've got to do that. But I'm going to message the bloke who lives not far away that I get to do my aircon gases, and see if he can either do it this evening or tomorrow evening, or even the weekend if need be, and then it'll be ready to go, and we can get this one up for sale, which will be great. Something I wanted to show you. If you remember, Black Art Bath's still here. Update to follow on that when we know something. Nothing to tell you at the moment. Do you remember in Project Monty, which was the stripped one? No, it wasn't Project Monty. It was Project... what was it called? I've forgotten the name of the damn car now. It was the one that had the paint thrown inside it. If you remember, we had the airbag, so I tried to clean the paint off, and it's all in here. I scratched it in the meantime, so that whole airbag was no good. Look what I've done. I had a good airbag. I had a good airbag front, which was on a bad airbag back, and the reason it was bad was because it was one that I'd ripped off to get the airbag off without being able to get to these. So one of these rods was sticking out, so the airbag itself was absolutely no good. So I saw on Facebook that someone had mentioned this, that you can actually, there's loads and loads of tabs all around. So there's 1, 2, 3, there's 5 there, 1 there, 2 there, a big one there, 2 there, another one there. It took me about half an hour to get it off, and then about another 20 minutes to get the other one off, and then it just pushes on. So that's a complete new airbag that is a good one. So that's really good, really pleased with that. That's it. So I just wanted to show you that. So I would have thrown those away probably eventually, but because I was never going to be able to clean that, and it's scratched as well, so that can go in the bin. I just wanted to show you it before I threw it away. So now we've got a nice, good, complete airbag. Excellent. So yeah. So we'll come back when we do these other bits and pieces on the car, and then the car will be finished. And as I said, this is going to be the final video anyway. But yeah, a few more bits to do. Right, we have one more thing to do on this. One more thing. I've just got back from having the aircon regassed. It was 26 degrees in there when it started, and it's now 8.8 degrees in there. Now, I don't know if you can pick this up, but yesterday afternoon I used that tyre stuff from Autoglym, and that makes that tyre, you're probably not picking up how good it is, that tyre looks brand new. All 4 tyres look brand new. It is fantastic stuff, it really is. In fact, they look even better than new. Can't get over what good stuff that is. It's incredible stuff. I don't think the camera will do it justice, but it's brilliant stuff. So yeah, so this DRL, it stopped working again. So I think it's a dodgy connection, so I might have to take an old DRL plug off and solder the wires on and put a different plug on it and try that, which is a poxy nuisance. Otherwise I've got to take the bumper off really and put another DRL on. I don't really want to have to do that. So yeah, it's virtually all done. I've gone through my little book, and most of the people that I've got in my book want automatics, and of course I don't really do the automatics. I've never had, well, I have had one that I broke, that I sold. No, what did I do with it? Yeah, I sold it as is. Did I break it up? I can't remember now. I lose track of all these cars. But yeah, so I've never had an automatic. They're always too expensive, and they scare me a little bit because of the common issue with the oil seals on the gearbox. And there was 2 or 3, I think one other person who only wants to spend between 2 and 3. So this is no good for them because this is going to be 3.5. And 2 other people. One of them has said thanks, but I've all sorted now. They've got one. And there's one other person which I've sent a message to say it's available if you still want one. Failing that, it'll be going on the mum's group hopefully the weekend. So yeah, it's all done. I've just been tracking down the service history. I've got a bit of history. I haven't got a massive amount of history, but I've got some history which included a full major service in 2019. Obviously it was a while ago, 3 years ago, but that included new brakes all round, brakes and pads and discs, pollen filter, oil filter, air filter, plugs, everything. So that was quite good. That was 3 years ago. And I've got one more place that I've got a call back. I've given them the VRM and I've got a call back. Actually, I've still got to stick that thing down there. I still haven't done that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the car around. When I've done that DRL, I'm going to turn the car around, use Tiger Seal, and then put a stick and push it up against the wall to hold it in place because it's quite springy. So I don't think putting gaffer tape on it is going to be strong enough to hold it. I need to push it in and leave it there for a few hours. Very hot day, hottest day of the year today. It's going to reach 34 degrees here in the southeast. So it's nice and breezy though, which keeps the heat down a little bit. So I wasn't going to come out here and do any car work today because of the heat, but I think with the breeze it's not so bad. So I need to get this done. Right, so we'll be back as and when it's all finished. So it's all clean now, and I've done those bits on the bonnet that were all chipped. It does show, unfortunately, but there's not much I can do about that. It could have done with a respray, that bonnet, but there you go. It's done as good as it's going to get. So yeah, it's a nice car. It is a nice car at the end of the day. Brand new MOT, ice cold aircon, nice. Looks the business. I took a load of photos last night, or late yesterday afternoon, but I think it was a bit glary in the sun, so I might retake them. Although the sun's still very high in the sky, and I'm in the sun now. The other side of the driveway is in the shade, but I might see if I can get some more pictures now of it, just in case they're a bit too glary, those other ones. But yeah, we'll be back when it's all finished, ready to go, and we'll let you know how it gets on. So I gave this a good clean yesterday, my 500X. Haven't cleaned it literally for weeks. And cleaned it. It's actually little few specks of rain on it today, so it's got a few marks on it, but I cleaned it and then I used this stuff on it, which I've shown you before. Really good stuff. I was recommended this by battery's about to run out. all in the detailing, but really good stuff. So it's Bilt Hamber touch on. It's a crystalline hydrophobic treatment, and when I was doing it I noticed, obviously I've not noticed the sport on there, the sport bed. Yeah, I've changed batteries. There's not very much power in this one either, so I need to charge them up. Yeah, so I obviously I got the sport logo on there, sport badge on there. When I was cleaning it, I've had this car since August, and I can't believe I've only just noticed there's not one on that side. Reason being, this was, as you know, this was a Cat S, so it had repaired to the bumper and it had a new wing. Okay, we are done. It's all finished. So I was going to film this morning, but unfortunately my 2 batteries, I thought I had 3 batteries, but my 2 batteries from my camera both ran out as I was recording something else. So so I couldn't, so both batteries are on charge. Anyway, you don't care about that. So what have we done this morning? So as you know, I had a dodgy DRL. I tried to fix it. I came to the conclusion that the plug was knackered. I took a plug off of an old one, soldered it on, still wasn't working. Intermittently, just wasn't working properly. Tried different bulbs and so on and so forth, so I had to get that light off. So I took the arch liner out to try and do it, managed to get it out, and then the only other light that I had one broken tab, which happened to be the one that was this side, and there's no way that I was going to be able to drill it and cable tie that one on without taking the bumper off. So I loosened all the bumper bolts, took all the bumper bolts off except for that one just there, and I managed to pull the bumper out enough to cable tie that one on and then bolt the other 2 on, and it's all working perfectly, which was really annoying. It took me ages. So done that. I managed to fix the DRL covers on. The sport ones, you can't get hold of those sport covers because I think it's the bottom one on the sport. On the lounge and the pop, the DRL covers, or the cover there's only one cover for the DRL. On these, on the sport, there were 2, and the bottom one's different. And I did have a couple, and I've used them on previous cars, but you can't get hold of them, you can't buy them anywhere. Second hand or new, you could probably get them, I suppose, probably if you went to Fiat and get a mortgage to pay for it. But so I've used the ordinary ones and I've sort of cut them about a little bit, and then I've put one cable tie. I know a lot of people actually cable tie these on anyway because they're always getting lost. So I've done that on just on the bottom one on both sides, so if it should come loose, it won't get lost. And then you might be wondering why there's a chunk of wood there. If you remember, that piece of skirt was sticking out. So I only have white tiger seal, but white or black doesn't matter. I've put tape on it so it doesn't get any tiger seal over it when if and when it splurges out. And I've got that piece of wood just propped up against next door's wall. I'm sure they won't mind. They're not here anyway, they're on holiday. Let's hope they don't come back today, eh? See me using their wall to push off of. But yeah, it's just holding that in place. I'll leave it like that for an hour or two and then clean up whatever has gone over anywhere. Hopefully, there may be a little bit that's gone on to the arch liner there, but I'll soon clear that off. That won't be a problem. I can soon scrape that off and then it's done. It is absolutely, completely done. At last. I've had this one a while, haven't I? It was nice and sparkling clean. I mean, it still is relatively, but we had a few spots of rain this morning and it's had, I don't know if it's the old Sahara sand again in it, but there's left specks all over the car a little bit. Yeah, I mean, this bonnet is a little bit speckly anyway because of the bits that I put little drops of paint in. It's not perfect, but unfortunately that's how it's going to be. So I've got a couple of people in mind for this who have asked me to look out for cars from. I've only messaged, well no, there was 3 actually. One's already got a car, I might have mentioned this earlier, and there's 2 others that I've messaged. I'm just waiting to hear back from them. But yeah, that was good little project. I think it was a pain with that door, as you know, on the other side, but it's come out, it's turned out really nice. It was a shame I had to fork out was it 250, 200, 250, I can't remember now, 250 I think, to have that roof done. That was a pain, but I know next time, because I had this car in the winter, so it was I pulled that off when it was cold, that stuff, which obviously pulled off the lacquer. In future, if it's the winter, I shall warm it up. But yeah, that's it, it's done. All done. And I'm pleased with it. I'm very, very pleased with it. Very pleased with it. I do like these door handles. What do you think of them? I do like these little carbon fibre effects. I think they really look nice. As I said earlier, expensive, but I think they look good. I would have rather put proper handles on, but the handles are non-existent on eBay and buying them new is just ridiculous. The satin ones, so I wasn't going to do that, so it was cheaper for me. I'm repeating myself now, aren't I? Mind you, I have a habit of doing that. Anyway, inside it's all looking nice and clean and lovely. Excellent. Smells nice. Yeah, it smells nice. So that's it for this car. So this is going to be your Sunday video, I'm afraid. Not an awful lot on this video, but it is the completion of the project, so I just wanted to show it to you. All done. So yeah, I was going to say on to the next one, but we have now got the bumpers, which you will see on next week's video. The 2 bumpers. If you subscribe to me on Instagram, you would have seen that I took a picture of them just there. So I've got a pop bumper and a pop bumper and a lounge bumper. I'm going to put the lounge bumper on because I've also got a lounge bumper on the back. I'm going to swap that chrome strip because I've got another one on another bumper. Stereo is looking mighty fine. Got 4 good wheel trims that don't need a refurb. Got to paint the wheels up. There's still a lot to do on here. I've got to change the seat belts, I've got to change the pre-tensioners, still got to sort out the front panel and get the bonnet to close. I haven't done that, so still a lot to do on it, but probably in the realms of it, it's probably maybe 3 or 4 days work on it, if that, and then it'll be done. So hopefully, you know, obviously working around work, hopefully it'll be done within the next couple of weeks maybe, I don't know. And then of course, as you know, we've got the continuing saga, this one. If you have seen my update video, so I've had 2 videos on this. If you've seen my update video, you would have seen that I've made some phone calls to Copart and said I haven't really had an update. About an hour after I recorded that video and uploaded it for to go out on YouTube last night, I had an email from Copart. and they are like they started off their email by saying, "Good afternoon. Hope you are well." Yes, thank you very much. I'm very well, thank you. I felt like saying I'd be a lot better if I didn't have this pile of shite on my driveway. But yeah, so yeah, the email said, could you please send us photographs of the VIN number on this car and of the engine? So I took a photograph of, what did I take a photograph of? I took a photograph of this tape going over here. I took a picture of the back number plate showing the correct VRM for this particular car, not the Abarth, but this particular car. I took a picture of the boot still open. Took a picture of the what's this? To my cousin on your birthday. Picture that up close so she could see it, and took a picture of the engine, the lovely 1.2 engine. And sent them back, and then within that, because now I've got the person's name, it was the generic complaints email address, but at least I've got the person's name, who's obviously the one who's dealing with my problem. So she, yeah, she's asked for those. So I assume whether that's that email has come from my phone calls to them, telling them about the fact that, you know, they've got no, as far as I can work out, they had no right to sell this car, so therefore I've got no legal ownership of this car, I can't sell it, I can't do anything with it, etc, etc, etc. I can't insure it. If it gets stolen, not that it's going to get stolen, I think it's unlikely, but if it should get stolen, who's responsible for it? Me? Would they come chasing me? Would I lose out? I don't know. I don't know. This is the problem. And then someone decided to call me a Karen on the video. Thanks very much for that. I enjoy your channel, but I have to say, or words to that effect of you're coming across like a Karen. Really? Really? If this wasn't YouTube, I'd be using some expletives. Like a Karen, yeah. What you mean, like I've been done out of $3 and I'm acting like a Karen? Right. Anyway, there was one or two people that replied to that, one of them being Corey. Thank you, Corey, for chirping up and saying what you said, because yeah, I wasn't particularly enthralled when I saw that stupid comment calling me a Karen. Anyway, yes, this wasn't about this car, was it? We'll come back to this car when I get another email back from Copart and there'll be another update. But yeah, the Sport, going back to the Sport finally, it's done and dusted at last. Can't remember when I got it. I'll have a look and put a little note on the bottom of the video saying when I got it, but I can't remember. I think it was around, it was before Christmas, wasn't it? Maybe about October time. I know it was winter, because no, it must have been later than that. November, December. Don't know. Anyway, I'll put a note on here and say when I got it. But I've had it some time. But we had the convertible as well that we were sort of stepping in and out. And then I had another couple of projects, quick projects, that this got put to one side for a little while. So it's been a while, but it's done now. End of the project. End of Project Ruby. So as always, if you're not a subscriber, please hit that button. Thanks for watching. Take care. Stay safe. And we'll see you next week.